Alright, this is gonna be a really low effort video, like really low effort. Couple things, as you can see, I have my Ouya splits up because Ouya is the best game of all time. Yeah, I'm basically just using my stream layout because I'm really fucking lazy. I'm also so lazy that I didn't even plug in my PS3, so I'm playing Rack 1 on PS2. Anyway, let's talk about Sinaflips. So, this is gonna be kind of a sort of like a mini tutorial on how to do stick flips. Like, I know some people like do that for D-pad. I don't really get it. Like, I guess you just have to like mash the fuck out of it or something like that. I don't really know how you would do that. I find the stick super duper free. Also, I'm gonna apologize in advance if the camera like jerks around a little bit. I literally have the camera like, I'm holding the camera in between like, okay, let me just point the camera at me. I'm wearing a button-down shirt, and I'm literally holding it right here where the two parts of the shirt meet. So the camera is literally connected to my body. Anyway, so when you're doing stick Sinaflips, I think what a lot of people don't realize is how you're supposed to be turning the stick. Also, I should clip my nails. Anyway, when it comes to the stick, you have some leeway with the angles that you can take on this. So what a lot of people think is that you have to do 9 o'clock to 3 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 3 o'clock, over and over. But that's kind of dangerous because if you even go like the tiniest bit down left or down right instead of pure left or right, you'll just end up, sorry about that, alert. Sorry, you'll just end up backflipping, you know? Like, that's a side flip, but that's like an almost backflip. And that's really dangerous because if you backflip, you're fucked. So what I like to do, so if this is 9 o'clock and this is 10 o'clock, I like to go like 9.5 o'clock to 2.5 o'clock. Or like, that's where you want to aim. If you accidentally end up going to like 9 or 3, like, that's fine. Honestly, it's fine as long as you like know what you're doing here. So, and you can actually like, so I don't know if a lot of you guys have been seeing the frame data that a lot of the testers have been putting out for Rack 1, but you don't have to actually do that many stick inputs. It mostly matters on these inputs right here. So the way I do R1, R2, for those of you who have never seen it before, I'm sure most of you do this, but I do index on R1, middle on R2, bum, 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 bum. Just like that. And I've got some dexterity from like some years of playing instruments and Guitar Hero and things like that. So it's probably a little bit easier for me than it is for other people, but if you just keep practicing, I swear to God, you'll get this. Like, just practice Ship to Boss on Umbrus over and over. Anyway, that being said, let's talk about the ILJ. So, or I just called it an ILJ. Let's talk about the Sinaflip. Very different concept. So you're gonna wait until the dinghy is at its lowest point. So like right there, you see how it's like swaying a little bit? Swaying up, swaying down. You can only do Sinaflips when it's swaying down. So you wait for it to swing down, and just take a look at my hands. Hopefully I don't like accidentally get the camera out of view here. So I'm gonna wait for this next cycle. It's going up, and let's begin. Easy peasy. Now, a few things here. A couple things to keep in mind. I know that's kind of a lot to process. Like, I did a lot of little things. Oddly enough, you have a lot more leeway with the stick than you realize. You don't have to do that many stick inputs to match the R1, R2 inputs. That's the biggest like thing, is making sure this stays consistent. Then for this part, you can actually like slightly adjust your angle depending on what angle you need. So let me go back down here. Oh, good. This is I was learning on PS2 before swing shotless was a thing. Or I guess swing shotless just isn't a thing on. It's like sort of a thing on PS2. Anyway, IN does it. I think he's the only one. Anywho, so some things to keep in mind. When you're aiming, let me find a thing with a scope on it. Is there anything with a scope on it? Devastator probably does. Okay, when you're aiming, if you start going to the left, that means you're accidentally inputting more left inputs than right inputs. So you can actually hold right like about a quarter of a second longer than you do left. Like, you don't need that many directional inputs to make this happen. You can go like ba-bum, 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 or like something close to it, you know, like ba-dum, 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 ba-dum. Something that gives like a little bit more emphasis on right than left. Same thing with if you're going too far to the right, you can do ba ba-bum, 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 you know? Maybe not like that long between inputs, but something around that. You can like add a little bit of extra time on the left or the right. The way that you end on a really powerful long jump is by not inputting anything on the stick. So you go and then you do your last R1 or R2 input without touching the stick, and Ratchet goes into a long jump, which gives you massive distance and like really good speed, and will send you right into the bouncer if he's, you know, if you're doing this on an actual file. So let me showcase all this one more time. I'm not gonna pull out the PDA. I don't need it. Okay, so let me showcase all this one more time. I tried to show an example of like what would happen if you went too far one direction. Oh, interesting. I did not mean for that to happen. I'll do it one more time. I don't like doing ILJs with my PS2 controller because it's already like flimsy enough. Or I keep calling them ILJs. I don't like doing, well, ILJs or Sinaflips. I don't like doing either one with my PS2 controller. But anyway, here we go. Oh, whoops. Didn't get enough height there, but you can see like how subtle it was. Like, I was starting to drift different directions, and I would pull myself back by doing like left or right a little bit more. So hopefully this is pretty informative for people. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Sorry, I didn't really give that many examples. There's like more to talk about with Sinaflips than there are like actually doing them. So yeah, peace out.